come with another hot ogbonge news, my people. Una know as they do now. My people, make una watch this video when I dey show una so. Tinubu witness don testify against Tinubu for court, my people. This one na breaking news o. Wetin that one tell una so? We just dey wait make tribunal make dem decide the case how e just be, and dem no get any right wey dem wan take do like this because everybody eye don dey this case, my people. Make una see, when God dey your side, nobody go fit for you. You know, because why? God don see am say the way wey Tinubu take come, so the way wey Tinubu take ready come, e go worse pass Buhari the way wey he take start so. Under 1 month for Tinubu term or so wey just dey now, e be like even Buhari 8 years. My people, why God no go stand for us? Why God no go hear wetin this thing wey dey come out for our heart, the feelings wey we get, why God no go hear am? So my people, man, don't talk too much. Make una watch this video. Make una not forget, make una hit the like button, make una share this video so that make Facebook recommend that to other people. And as you do, may God bless you all. See you all in my next video.
And yes, today Tinubu's legal team opened their defense against the case made by His Excellency Peter Obi, and they produced a witness who was cross-examined by the Labour Party lead counsel Livy Ozoku, and it was very, very terrible for Tinubu's witness. This man ended up giving Tinubu away in some occasions without even being asked, and that is why I said witnesses are running away from being cross-examined by Labour Party lawyers, because the lawyers are just too brilliant. Need I say that after yesterday, INEC was completely destroyed. If we are to revisit INEC case again, it is for the Labour Party legal team to come and bury them. They don't already finish them. It has been completely established that INEC did not comply with the constitution or the electoral law in presidential election wey dem do. So we just dey wait make the judges talk am. We don't already know. Now today, Tinubu's legal team opened their own defense, and it all started with Tinubu's lawyer stepping forward, and he began to present documents after documents, tendering documents to the judges. And when he was done tendering those documents, he said, "My lord, I would have proceeded to call our witnesses, but my other colleagues are outside." Imagine, while he was presenting documents to the presiding judge, his other colleagues were outside. Is this not a sign of confusion? Is this not a sign of defeat? Even them, they don't believe in wetin dem dey do. They know say na lie dem dey stand for. That's why they are all over the place. And then he had to request for a break so that they will organize themselves again. And then the presiding judge granted them 10 minutes break. He said, let's take a recess. Now, after the recess, the court reconvened, and Tinubu's lawyer stepped forward again. And this time around, they called their witness, Senator Michael Opeyemi Bamidele, a senator who is serving currently. And in fact, he is the Senate Majority Leader. And then they adopted his witness statements, including the ECOWAS report on the presidential election. Don't forget this line, the ECOWAS report. Now Tinubu witness, now he bring the ECOWAS report, and it was adopted in evidence. Now, after INEC, APC, and Tinubu's lawyers were done with the witness, it was time for the Labour Party lead counsel, Livy Ozoku, to cross-examine Tinubu's witness, and he stepped forward and began. He said, "You have a long-standing relationship with Tinubu. Do you know he is a Nigerian citizen by birth?" And the witness replied, "Yes." Then the LP counsel proceeded. He said, "In your witness statement, in page 136, paragraph 56, you said you will rely on reports from local and international observers." Then the witness replied, "Yes." LP counsel Livy Ozoku quickly seized the opportunity to tender the EU report on the election, which discredited the election, talked about the whole violence and the irregularities that took place. And as he was about to tender it, APC INEC and Tinubu's lawyers began to object, and Tinubu's lawyer stood up and said this report is already before the court, and then the judge had to shut him up to correct him. He said it was during PDP's case, Atiku's case, that it was tendered, that this is Peter Obi's case. Can you see the level of confusion? These are senior advocates of Nigeria, but because you dey follow lie, look at how they are being corrected in court like people wey just dey learn work. Then the LP Council went ahead to read the part of the EU report that talked about the blood result sheets. That's the part that finished INEC patapata. Then when he was done with that, he now moved to the ECOWAS report. Tinubu's witness said he relied on international and local observers, and so he tendered the ECOWAS report. Livy Ozoku, the LP son, picked that same ECOWAS report, opened to a certain page and gave it to him. He said, "Witness, read to the court." Now, when Tinubu's witness began reading, the page talked about several cases of violence, killings, thuggery, all the notorious acts during the election, including the killing of Labour Party's senatorial candidate in Enugu State. You will not believe that when Tinubu's witness finished reading, he said he disagrees with ECOWAS report. Now everybody for court shock. They say, "Oga, no be you bring the ECOWAS report. Are you not the one that tendered it as evidence? Now you are disagreeing with it." Hey, what kind of confusion is this? Does it mean you didn't even read it before you brought? Then the LP Council, Livy Ozoku, said, "You disagree with an evidence that you tendered?" He said, "Well, no problem." Then he went ahead. He said, "Do you have license to study law in the state of Illinois?" Then Tinubu's witness answered, "I have license to practice federal law in the United States." Now to the big question. Livy Ozoku, the LP Council, now brought up the question of Tinubu's drug case. He said, the forfeiture of $460,000, the court made an order that the money represent proceeds of narcotics trafficking. Is that true? $1 million question. Tinubu's witness could not answer yes or no. He said it was a civil forfeiture, not a criminal forfeiture. Then the LP Council said, "Answer my question." At this point, the presiding judge had to step in. He said, "Answer him, yes or no." The $460,000 that was forfeited by Tinubu was the money made from the sale of drugs, from narcotics trafficking, yes or no? That was the question that Livy Ozoku asked Tinubu's witness. Out of shame, out of humiliation, out of depression, Tinubu's witness answered, yes. He said, but it was not criminal forfeiture. It was civil forfeiture. He wanted to begin to explain. Presiding judge said, "Oga, no, stop that. You are a witness here. Your own is to answer question. You are not an attorney." Now we know what we go do. No be you go tell us. And at this point, everybody who was on the side of Tinubu in court became weak, including the lawyers. INEC lawyers, everybody weak. This is Tinubu's witness now. Somebody who is supposed to come to court and defend him and speak well of him. Somebody who is supposed to give him an edge in the case. Number one, he brought an ECOWAS report. And that report, Livy Ozoku went to the part that discredited the election totally. And the witness did not even see it. Then he now began to disagree with the evidence that he brought to court. Secondly, Tinubu's witness ended up doing Peter Obi a favor by confirming that the $460,000 that Tinubu forfeited was from the proceeds of narcotics trafficking. This is an issue where they don't contend since, where they never know the truth about the issue. But his own witness, we're supposed to come defend him for court, now ended up giving him up. When you come to lie, these are the kind of things that will happen. Lies are not easy to defend. And after Tinubu's witness, Senator Michael was thoroughly schooled by Levi Ozoku, son of the Labour Party. Tinubu's counsel had to close their case. They said no more witness, and they shamefully closed their case, just as INEC shamefully closed theirs. And I'm telling you, obedience, that the defenses of INEC and Tinubu have ended up making Peter Obi's case stronger, because their defenses are as weak can be. All eyes on the judiciary. We no go stop to dey talk am until judiciary go pass judgment and we see say they don't do the right thing.